Madam Deputy Speaker, this decision facing us today has big implications for how we recover from this pandemic and how we take the people with us. So I'm pleased we're at least having a vote on it, and I've kept an open mind and listened to the debate. And I know the government has a very difficult balance to take, a judgment call to make based on the clinical advice, what the economy is saying and what people are saying, what is sustainable for their compliance. And let's be clear, there is no risk-free option. It's all about a balance and management of risk. But the advice from clinical experts, I'm afraid, is too often confusing and contradictory. Why is SAGE using predictions of 4,000 fatalities per day, as my right honourable friend from Maidenhead has said, but the actual figure turns out to be 1,000 at most? Why can projections just a couple of weeks or 10 days ago turn out to be so wrong that they have to be revised so sharply? Is not the problem we seem to be conflating scenarios with forecasts too often? And where is the clarity over how many of these deaths might reasonably be expected to have been seasonal flu deaths if COVID was not a thing? What weighting is being given to the rise in non-COVID deaths at home because people with cancer, heart disease and other conventional killers are not getting the treatment in hospital which has been reconfigured almost exclusively to deal with COVID, let alone the impact we're seeing on suicide, on stillbirth rates and on babies. And now we're talking about a third wave. How many more waves are we going to have? So clearly, Madam Deputy Speaker, the science is not black and white science. And therefore, we really need to look at the impact of all the measures holistically and not just what one set of scientists is telling us. Now, the impact on business is of greatest concern, as many honourable members have said. The hospitality industry being hit hugely. The service industry relying on the hospitality industry almost forgotten. The already struggling small, apparently non-essential shops just stocked up for Christmas, losing their trade to supermarkets and garden centres up the road. The aviation and international tourism industry, the impact on travel agents who can't furlough because they've got to work to process the refunds for which they get absolutely no payment at all. Madam Deputy Speaker, for many, this is economic death by 1,000 cuts, a salami slicing of business, and the resulting redundancies and bankruptcies, reduced wages, will affect the livelihoods and lives of so many of our constituents. At the very least, we should have an economic audit of the impact of lockdown, which feeds into and challenges the scientific advice. And the other crucial factor is what people are prepared to accept and follow, and that is linked to confidence in the explanations which they are being given. And when you see apparent contradictions, like go and exercise, but you can't play golf, you can't play tennis, children can't exercise outside, you can't go to church, then clearly when logic is not being applied to those, people's confidence is trashed. National lockdown is a big step. The science for it is questionable. The business case against it is overwhelming. Why are we doing it at this stage before we've seen the effects of regional lockdowns? So for me, Madam Deputy Speaker, the case is not proven, the measures proposed are not proportionate, and I can't vote for them.